second bullet points. Okay, everybody, I think that deserves a bell. Hello, don't you believe that deserves a bell?
There was no bell necessary in that
I think
situation.
it's a bell moment because, we talk about bullet points. This
I am
second
bringing
bullet
a hammer. I'm bringing a hammer next week, and I'm going to pound that bell.
I'm so in trouble. I am so in trouble. All right, so moving forward, our second it's about challenge. And he talked about challenge as kind of the weight room of life. And I loved it when he said that because that's where you find and face your limitations. But one of the things that Shaun is he does performance coaching as well. And he helps them train past your limitations. And I love that because, it's the strength training. I mean, it's what you must embrace is you've got to embrace those challenges in your lives. Everybody faces the challenges on a personal as well as a business level. But that's what you have to do. You have to have the courage to face the challenge. And so I love that because then he talked about it being transformed into strength and endurance.
Right. Here's how I'm going to say it. I tell this people all the time. You do not know your limitations.
No, you don't.
You do not. I know you think you do, right? It's why I adore these big thinking business people, right? I mean, they're the ones that just, again, I don't want to bring up politics, but Donald Trump, he's the guy, this is going to be the hugest, the biggest, the best building of all time, right? And the truth is, he really is just taking this thing to the limit and to an extreme point. And when you do that, you realize that what you think is your limitations are much, much smaller than you would ever think. I tell people often about this. When I very first opened up my first restaurant, my mom got a second mortgage on her home for $12,000 to get me in business for the small little sandwich shop. Yeah. And my goal was I wanted a Cadillac in the garage and a home on the lake. That was my goal. Yeah. Life is success when you get to that point, right?
Right.
Well, you know what, Hilary? I get that at 30. And I had nothing more to go to.
I know, exactly.
And I really cut myself short. I mean, because I had no idea. I've got brothers and sisters with master's degree from Columbia University in Boston, and I went to CPCC, right?
Hey,
so
listen.
Clearly I can't have that kind of aspiration. And it's not until you start to see yourself getting close to that mark that you realize, oh, that was way too limiting. It really was. And it happens to everybody if they're willing to continue to move forward.
But that's what, again, going back to kind of what we do. And, when we say we architect lives, we really do. We try to give people an understanding of, remember when we talked about the SWOT, the strength and weaknesses? People, they think they know everything until they start actually having to do a true SWOT analysis, and then they're starting to write it down. They're like, oh, whoa.
Right.
And so they understand this kind of stuff. So, yeah, I
That's
totally
good. That's
agree
interesting.
with it. Yeah. Okay, third bullet.
You're doing really good with these bullet points.
I am. Listen, I excel with this now. Thank you.
Whoa.
Hey.
I taught Hilary Porta something. Is that what's happening here?
Yes, you did. Hey, listen, I'm as old as dirt, so I would like to say that I could give you the credit for wanting to bullet points, but I've been doing bullet points, honey, since I was probably a teenager.
Oh, man. Casey, stop with that bell.
You did. I love it. All right, moving on to our third bullet point. It's called contentment. And this one's going to be a real shock, as Shaun says to many, because he talks about the elitism society. And this, I want y'all to really, really, really marinate on this because it was such a profound statement that I had to sit there for a second. And it talked about that being exceptional is often looked at as the norm now. And normal has become defective. Oh my gosh, I had to park on that for a few minutes because I thought, oh gosh, wow. I had to wrap my head around that because, success for some of us, again, it could be a Cadillac and a house at the lake, or it can just be getting out of bed in the morning for some. And that's a huge win depending on your situation. And it's, some people look down upon the stay-at-home mom, which, oh my gosh, that should be glorified and totally celebrated because there is so much to that. And it's about really what is normal anymore. Normal is so different for everybody. I think that's the huge thing. And we need to learn about contentment because there's nothing wrong with being content with your best self, even on the low end of norm. What society calls norm. And that's just a slow indoctrination of just, you don't want me to get started on that. But it's true because, people really think, okay, I've got to have a house at the lake, I've got a house at the mountain, I've got to have this, I've got to have that. But what they do is they work themselves into a frenzy and they don't live. And they lose relationships, and they, I'm going to get all passionate about it. I just feel it. Oh my gosh, you're going to have to
preach, girl.
I know it's coming on. It's coming on, but it's true. And then they lose themselves, and they lose who they are, and lose what is meaningful and significant in your lives. And then they wake up and they're empty and they're alone. And so, I think everybody needs to really, really park on that, because you know what? Normal is beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. And everybody is exceptional the way that they were designed.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was really surprised to see this. It is the number one prayer that I pray, for the Lord to help me be content.
Absolutely.
Because that's not easy. And because every time you get on TV, they're telling me I need something else.
You can't even walk through the grocery store.
I should look differently. I should be differently. I should act differently. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what's interesting about this list is this is the personal one. This is the area. You don't have to be content in business, right? Keep striving, keep moving with action. But this one here, you really do need to find this comfort, calm, that works for you on a personal level, and it's a wonderful statement that I would not have thought of. I really like it a lot.
Well, thank you. I like I said, this is one of the reasons I love Shaun too. He presses you to think. So many times that people just accept what they do, and again, everything you hear on TV or you walk by, in the grocery stores or anywhere you check out, it's all about what you need to look like or what you need to have or whatever. It's not promotive of being your most authentic self and just being the best you could be.
It doesn't allow you to decide what you want, whatever that is.
I know. And to really give that confidence. So again, the 3 C's to me were just I thought it was a perfect framework, for us to live intentionally and purposefully, which is what I'm all about. Let me rephrase it again. The 3 bullet points were...
Go right ahead. Hit it. Hit it home.
I'm going
to
do it. Are you ready?
Hit it home.
It's courage. Okay, that's your first bullet point. Challenge. There we go. And contentment. Okay?
I'd have been great if Casey would have stopped with that bell.
I love it. Casey's with me. But, the truth is that we really do need to use this framework that Shaun has. And I encourage everybody to go to Shaun Goodsell. It's SHAUN Goodsell, GOODSELL.com. He is a phenomenal coach as well as just a great thinker of our time.